Hello, everyone. My name is Khurram, founder of Towards Agility, working with teams, leadership, and organization change. And today, with our very nice guest is Atta Khan, and I leave it to him for introduction. So we thought to have this conversation both English and Urdu, but I mean we'll see what happens most. So over to you, Atta. Who are you?
So my name is Atta Khan. I have around 16 years of experience. I am now a project delivery manager in systems. I started around 16 years ago. I graduated in 2009 from FAST Lahore. I started my career as a software engineer. The first job I did was with Dunya News.
Mm-hmm.
In Dunya News, I was software engineer, and the first thing I learned was we were building a newsroom system, and our end users were sitting. We were on the third or fourth floor, and the end users were basically on the ground floor. So, but in the very start of the beginning, what I learned from that was don't talk to them users until unless you have the whole product ready. So that was a very interesting thing. We were engineers and said, okay, we shouldn't. But when we deployed it, and then we met customers and end users, and then that was a very good experience for me, knowing the end customer, and we delivered the project in one year and 3 months.
Ah,
After that, I joined TRG. At TRG, I joined. They had acquired one company, iSky. iSky was a product company. Their product was basically they measured customer satisfaction
mhm,
for companies like automotive companies like Honda North America, Toyota Motor Europe, and there were many more.
mhm.
Most of the time, I worked there for 10 years. Uh, and I started as a software engineer. With the passage of time, became team lead, then became I was leaving TRG when they offered me that they had a new VP joined in, and he offered me that I know you want to leave, but if you can consider the role of product owner. I
Ah,
said, okay, product owner, what's that? He said, no, no, don't worry. You need to unlearn few things and then learn, and that's the first thing I learned about the word unlearn. Okay, I said okay, and I opted for that uh, position, became product owner, and then my certification journey started.
mhm.
In It was around 2017 or 18. I became product owner first, then learned about it. And the first thing he said, I was a technical team lead, and I was hands on the code. And he said, you don't need to code from now on. And
Okay.
that was the for, and I was the person who was basically leading the team from the architectural perspective, from the design perspective, from who needs to do what, and doing the code reviews, everything. And then I had to just do the product ownership.
Mhm.
Uh, that was an awesome time. And then I had to, as when you become a project manager, product owner, from a software engineering perspective, the first thing that hits you after a few months is that uh, you at the end of the day, at the end of your working day, the thing you don't see is that you have not accomplished something. You have just done some meetings, some written something, but you have not produced anything, right? You have to cope with that thing first. And then with the passage of time, you get used to it. Okay, you are not delivering like that. You are participating with the team in the other ways. But
Mhm.
that's something I wanted to mention.
So
So then my
it was a more of a change, shifting from more of a collaborative work.
Yes, obviously. You're
Okay.
spending more time on business, you're spending more time on discussing items, maturing it, but you're not doing coding, right? When you're
Mm.
used to do code, and then you are proud of your work, you're proud of your code, and when it works out, you get a kick out of it, right?
Mm.
That's the, that maybe, but that kicks, ends there. And then you have to, that's when but that gave me time to learn more about agile, about project management, about servant leadership, about so many other things.
Mhm.
And but that's one thing. If anyone is deciding to switch from engineering to a management role or a senior role, then if he's if a person is enjoying that part, that is also important. You
Hmm.
will miss that part because once you live it, you cannot go back.
So,
That's
so your journey started from development in Dunia News, and you work with TRG. So that is more of a history. Like, what is what is something that you're working right now?
okay. Basically now currently I'm working with systems for the last 3 years. For
Okay.
the first 2 years, I worked with Associated Press. This was one of the major client there. We worked on we had we had around 30 resources working with the Associated Press in multiple projects. Some were raw staff augmentation, some were managed services in different projects. And now I am working with Tapestry.
Mm-hmm.
Tapestry is also one of the retail client. You might have heard of Kate Spade, Coach.
Yes. Yes.
So
Yeah.
the Tapestry has those brands.
Mm-hmm.
And after TRG, I joined. After 10 years at TRG, I joined Confess. Confess, I joined for I was there for 1 year and 7 months.
Mm-hmm.
There for the first year, I was working with Walmart.
Mm-hmm.
Walmart, one of the biggest retail
Because
company,
yeah,
right?
USS.
Yes, in the US, and they have a very very large technical team, and I
Mm-hmm.
saw their processes, and I was impressed with their documentation. They had Confluence pages for each team.
Mm-hmm.
For 6 months, I worked with one team, and the other 6 months I worked with the other team. So they had taken some concepts from um safe. They have taken some concepts from others as well, from disciplined agile as well, a way of working. They
Mm-hmm.
had a very detailed and a very good. I have not seen a better documentation. In Confluence, they had basically every team had their own definition of done, and then way of working. Okay, what are
Mm-hmm.
our processes in detail? That
Mm-hmm.
if and even the onboarding makes you feel comfortable, and then you learn a lot.
Yeah, I
And
think that's what I have also experienced in big companies. They have to standardize the work, so they emphasize on defining a standard work for all their departments or the companies across the different regions. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. But what I see that you have a lot of experience. We would like to deep dive more into. You are working as a product owner right now, or project manager. Do you define which side do you define?
So I've worked as product owner, I guess, for 2 to 3 years in TRG. Then I became more of a technical project manager, and then basically, as a technical project manager, I was basically in
Mm-hmm.
some teams Scrum Master, and then later on as well. Even now, in practice, whenever it depends on the project.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Product owner, scrum master are roles in few clients where you don't have bigger team, you have 3-person team, 5-person teams. You don't have a specified uh, person for his role as product owner.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you join that team, you have to do the role of product owner as well, scrum
Mm-hmm.
master as well, and then you have to balance it. It's very difficult, but you have to balance it. But it depends on the client, and most of the projects which we have in the market, they are not big budgets, right? They are constrained budgets. So we have to let's discuss this if you have time
Yeah, yeah. I
on
think this. Yeah, let's do that. Yeah.
on this topic. I so from what few CSTs or coaches believe that a person, it's very difficult for him to do the uh, two roles, especially of a product owner and a scrum master doing the same. But I've read Mike Cohen as well. He said, okay, most of the people say that, but in some projects, you have to do that, and it works. I've read that in his one of his column. What's your take on that? Can a person be a product owner and a scrum master at the same time?
So, from my experience, I think it depends very much on the context. context in a way that you rightly mentioned the budget. So some companies like startup, they have limited budget. So in that case, what I have seen, I mean, in front of me, like the teams I have worked with, there was one person taking care of multiple teams. There was one person becoming a technical lead and a scrum master. There was a person becoming a product owner and the scrum master. I have seen it happening. And the reason, primary reason is that if you have less budget or if you're unable to fill in the person for a specific period of the time. For example, we need to have a product owner right now, but we don't have it. We have to wait for like next 3 4 months. Then Scrum Master can take on the accountability of the product owner. And meanwhile, helping the team with the same type of the work. But the challenge actually comes where the focus is. Having multiple hats on, it is not easy to balance the focus. Will you be helping the team focus on the improving the process, or will you be focusing more on the product side where you are answering questions? So, and then the focus becomes there. And usually, I have seen in sprint planning and other conversations that product owner wants the team to take more work.
Obviously, obviously.
So the Scrum Master is like, when I was working as the Scrum Master, I told them, okay, is this enough for the team or no? So I was asking the teams to make a decision. So on the other side, the product owner having the Scrum Master saying that you should take more time. So it is not, I mean, if I conclude it in my experience and knowledge, I think one person can take on both Scrum Master and the product owner, but then it might become more challenging.
Hmm.
So usually you might see that wherever organization needs more time for the product, I have seen the product owner becomes very busy. It goes away from the team, attending, talking with the product managers, trying to understand what the customer needs, working with the user stories or whatever, and there is less time with the team. So I think that's where the people who are keen to take more roles, they need to understand what will be the pros and cons. But I
Hmm.
also see that it also gives an opportunity for the team to step up, right? So there might
Obviously.
be someone in the team who says that, hey, I know, for example, Atta is acting as a Scrum Master and a product owner. Meanwhile, I can become Scrum Master. I mean, I can work with the facilitation and all those different kind of communication. So that becomes a natural leadership capability developing in your team. That is my take on
So,
it.
so on this, so when so there's another question from this very situation.
Yeah,
You're saying, okay, if you have one person rather than him taking the role accountability of a product owner and a scrum master, he should focus more on product ownership, and someone from the team should step up and take the
he
ownership
might
of.
step up. I mean, might
Yeah,
step up.
he might
Yeah,
step up
yeah.
and become scrum master.
Hmm.
Another thing which in current time where we have recession, there are budget constraints. Budget constraints are very are a big reality right now in every project,
Yes, I
right?
agree.
And they want to in every organization they want to reduce the cost of resources and replace it with the AI,
Mm,
or reduce the workflows. And at least if they are not try to do that, they'll say we want to improve your productivity with the AI, right?
mm,
There are initiatives going on in every organization, in every large organization.
hmm,
They want to do that. So from that perspective, that we have a budget constraints,
hmm.
do you think Scrum Master role will survive this uh, in the coming future?
Looks like now Atta is interviewing me rather than Atta is becoming the host.
Sorry, sorry. So it's a
No, no,
discussion, because
I
if you
agree.
want my take on this, I can give, and then
Yeah,
you
I
can
think
give your.
we can both discuss. So AI, I have been working with AI for like many months now. You cannot become a role versus AI. You can become a role and AI.
Obviously,
So, I mean,
obviously
the thing
that.
is like at the end of the day, my daily work is talking with the people every day, understanding their challenges, team challenges, organization challenges, and try to understand what can be done. Now, there's a nice phrase which says, "A fool with a tool is still a fool." Even
Obviously,
if you have
obviously.
a
Yes.
AI is a lot of wisdom, I would say. If I ask like these
Mm,
are the things I want to brainstorm, give me idea, and this is excellent. But you know what? Human beings are we need some level of interaction.
obviously.
I can give one example. Taking a recorded course, 30 minutes course, and having an interaction for the 2 days with the people. People want interaction. What I really look forward seeing that people are using these capabilities, how they can do the work of the Scrum Master. I mean, I don't know how much the role will be replaced, but every time I do these Scrum classes and having a conversation here and there, I see that they need someone who works with them to get over these challenges. So, cap organizations removing the Scrum Master just because the AI can do the work. I mean, I feel like they should still have those people who are working with with the teams in terms of facilitation, in terms of change management, in terms of improving the way of work. That's what I'm thinking. Now, what are your thoughts? I mean, in fact, how
So,
you are using the AI these days in your organization? That could be a question as well.
so let's. What's my take on AI? I think there are few, we can say, examples where Scrum Master main task is just to uh, run the ceremonies, right?
Yeah.
And just conduct it for the sake of them,
Hmm.
and not focus on team. Not if you if uh, that role is going to be in danger. But
Hmm.
if you are adding value to the team and making them self-organized, getting them out, getting more out of them, helping them out,
Hmm.
and then that role is going to stay. Then that person is going to stay. Not
Yes,
role,
I
but that
agree.
if that is going. But if you are just another not taking interest in what work they are doing, not getting into the details and saying, okay, this is not, I'm just Scrum Master, I just run the ceremonies. If you think like that,
Hmm.
the main purpose of Scrum Master role is not that. But if you think like that, I just want to, I just have to run the daily Scrum, and that's it. And if there is any impediment, the team can come to me. If
Yeah.
you are in that thought of mind, then your role is, I think, is going to be or get over very soon. And because of such people and such examples, the leadership can realize that, okay, we don't need Scrum Masters anymore. So from that perspective, I think we should, uh, as a community, train and educate the Scrum Masters community, is Scrum Masters as well, that they are not just the custodian of the ceremonies
Hmm.
and the Scrum only. They have to understand the purpose of Scrum, and they
Hmm.
have to help the people, their team, and to elevate them, and then to, so that, for instance, rather than AI increasing their productivity, if a scrum master or as a person goes to the team, talks to them, and gets more out of it, not by pushing them, by
Hmm.
understanding them if there are someone lagging, and then understanding and then helping them out. If that role exists and we as a community work on it, then we'll survive. Otherwise, I think we are endangered.
No, but I think you have mentioned a few interesting points. What I see is that I think this, if you take a person as a Scrum Master, or one person can have more capabilities. Who you're talking about a pie skill set, where you have one expertise, and then you have another expertise, and then you have breadth of expertise on the broader domain. But the point is like, I think there will be someone who needs to educate the team. If your team is using Scrum, then someone needs to educate the team what is a Scrum. That is the most important thing, because there are like so many bad practices happening. I mean, this is not even in the Scrum, but some teams are using hybrid approach. But at the end of the day, that's okay as well. But for me, I think what I have learned and experienced, the most important thing is like what challenges you're solving for the team and what challenges you're solving for the organization. That is the most important thing. The Master role might fade away like a while, and then there will be a need. How do we do Scrum? So someone will actually naturally take the step. It is more of a change management work. You need to help your team becoming more self-managing. You need to help the team with improving the practices, and you need to help the team not only with the team but other the teams, cross team collaboration, working with the organization. So if someone is saying that Scrum Master is only limited to events, facilitating events, I think they have not fully understood Scrum. It's a lot about coaching. It's about working with it. It's collaboration. It's coordination. It's a cross team. But I think it's a lot of work. But I agree, if someone just is doing that, then that is not beneficial. But I want to change, go to another perspective. Coming focusing on you, because we want to know more about you. But I totally acknowledge those are really interesting thoughts. But I mean, what exactly you're working right now, if you have to tell yourself briefly, and then we take the next step.
So what exactly?
Do you define yourself as a project manager? Do you define yourself as a product owner? You're a portfolio management person, product management person. Who are you?
So basically, on papers, I am a project manager,
Okay.
but the role I am involved in, I am more of a scrum master for the team,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
But why, before I do mention or elaborate on that, you mentioned one thing which I want to add to it. You mentioned that this yes, we need pie-shaped people, right? There
Yes.
was a discussion going on recently in our company from the very senior leadership, and they mentioned that M-shaped or some at some people at some places M-shaped is mentioned, but in more of a terms there's a com-shaped, right? So
Mhm.
what higher leadership expecting from the managers, the scrum masters, the product owners, what they expect them to be to think about being a com-shaped
Comfy.
person,
What do you mean? Well, like three, this, like this.
like more than for one, like more than one. So
I,
basically,
okay.
so
Go on.
basically, I shaped, T shaped, then there is pi, and then from the next level is com shaped.
Okay.
Basically, building more on that with
Okay.
breadth, building more on that. I wrote a very good article on that as well.
Okay.
I'll share that with you
Yeah,
on
sure.
LinkedIn.
Which
Uh,
what is the title?
the why a project manager should reinvent themselves.
Okay, now we take it step by step. So
Okay, but uh, yes. So what I discussed was, let me just give it that with the yes, getting more detail and getting the knowledge and breadth was difficult previously, but now with the advent of AI in this era, it has become easier
yes,
for a person to.
I totally agree. Yes.
So from that perspective, just to summarize, that will not go in much detail. For now, one should not be uh, become a person that I am a Scrum Master and my role is just this. My accountability is as per Scrum Guide is just this, and I will not step out of it. Coaches have said that I shouldn't write user stories. That is product owner job. I shouldn't go into technical detail. That is not my job. I will not do that. A person should not do that. A person should say, okay, whatever that needs to be done for the team, I'm here for it. I may not be the best person, but if the team needs me, let me take the help of AI and then try to solve whatever the problem comes in. If the team needs it, I am there and then assess it well. That's all my take on it.
I totally agree, and I think no, you're going side by side. Is I like it this way, but you know what? I used to be development. I had spent a lot of good amount of time in development, like Linux, C development, uh, low level application development in voice over IP. So for me, actually, I totally agree, and that very much resonated with me. Whenever something interesting I noticed, I started working with it. And for after like 6, 7 years, when I work as a developer, I feel like I should be doing something different now. But then I started working with the software quality. I wrote a thesis, I wrote a research paper as well. And then I said that perhaps I should do something else. But you know what? You have pointed a very interesting point. It's more about your learning mindset, how open you are to see the opportunities and learn. And that's, I mean, now if you say that if I can have a conversation with the developer, I can have a conversation with the QA person. But you're right. The key point I'm trying to take away from this point, this conversation is having more broad mindset of learning new things. Now, the Scrum Master, you need to have a different skill set. So you should be learning about facilitation, coaching, mentoring, change management, system thinking, organizational design, but not so many people do it, and that's where they are stuck in one silo. And even if those people are not learning about AI, then that's terrible. But going back to you, giving the mic back to you. Now you see that you are in Pakistan. You have been spent good amount of time there. What other challenges do you see in your role, and how you are working with those challenges?
Uh, uh, Being in Pakistan, there are many challenges. For instance, um,
No political
let's
discussion, no
no, no
religious
political
discussion,
discussion,
but
but still, uh,
But
uh,
but I'm sorry to cut you, but
as
yeah, what I'm
uh,
trying to
uh,
say is that let's focus on a bit more deeper conversation on the challenges that you are facing daily, and what are those challenges?
for the one thing, we cannot even nowadays, we cannot even get a visa for Dubai. We wanted to attend a ACR in Dubai last November, and they had literally blocked visas for us. So it's very difficult to travel. Large corporates, we are the fifth largest country by population, right?
Mm,
But the large corporations are not coming to Pakistan because of the political reasons and the other reasons of the
yes.
stability and everything. Uh, there, all of those organizations are going to India, and that is because of their stability, right?
Mm,
And then the large we they are the largest population, right? We
mm.
are not the largest, but we are the fifth largest, right? But
Uh,
because of this economic conditions, we are not we are not there yet.
Yeah, but
So
let's try to zoom in because those are like more of more of
but
political situation, and I totally acknowledge that. I think many people who want to travel, attend some conference, attend some events, that is a challenge. But I think those are, I don't know what can we do about it. But let's try to focus on your challenges, like in terms of project management, in Scrum Master. Uh, what could be those ones other than this traveling? I wish we could solve that, but not now.
but yes, all of these challenges are somewhat, and then maybe every talented person in Pakistan want to leave Pakistan. That is another one reality.
Hmm.
They want to, and that's good for them. But from if you think from the Pakistan's perspective and from the country's perspective, the brain drain is not good for us. Okay, we'll get some remittance, but that will not last long, right?
Hmm.
With the passage of time and the next generations which are coming in, they'll stop sending nowadays. For instance, 10 years ago or 20 years ago, if a person used to send remittance for the next 10 years, with the passage of time, that time period will also start reducing. That people
Yeah,
will start thinking of themselves and not for the whole family and not try to settle. So the way the next generations are coming in, so we need to do something about this. And whatever
so
the political reasons
what
are,
what
we are
what,
not.
what so what is something that you and I can do? I mean, if we have to take from that, how we can help Scrum Master, community project management, or the companies in Pakistan? What could be done?
What could be done? Uh, uh, I think guys like you can become some rainmakers uh, for us, uh, selling best picture of Pakistan and then convincing them that okay, Pakistan is the one of the has a very large population, has a very talented population,
Hmm.
and they should invest on projects here. They should invest for infrastructure, building infrastructure here.
Hmm.
For instance, the way the even in India or Bangladesh, the organizations are going there. They should invest here as well.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. And whenever I'm coming to Pakistan, I have been meeting some people, executive level, trying to have this kind of a collaboration, or we can do something. But there are like certain things that i- i- they are like more of political driven, and unfortunately, I don't know how much control we have on that. For example, in terms of taxation and new product development, services industry, there are people actually who are trying to bring more and more business. But you know, I mean, we going slightly going on the sidetrack, but we
From
should
that
really
perspective,
appreciate we I mean we should
hmm,
really appreciate other countries like India. I think they have done a really good work in terms of developing infrastructure as a platform where people like you and people like me and they can start working, start doing businesses. So and that was actually done when the people went abroad and they came back. So I totally agree. I think we should always try to have more of a positive approach, what can be done rather than what has not been done.
so yes, another thing which came into my mind, the thing I've seen the government has done for the last 10 years from the remittance perspective is that if you are doing as a freelancer, if you're doing with working with an organization which is out of Pakistan and they are sending you pay from there, then it the tax is very negligible there, 1 or 5% or something like that. uh, but on the same hand, if you are getting pay in Pakistan from the from the same organization, from the Pakistan's organization, then the tax rates are very high. Now, with the
Mm,
passage of time, the tax rate has gone to 30-35%, which you
mm,
see in in Western world, but you're not getting the services out of them. But that's
mm,
one reality. But
mm.
what do you think in the way a recession is going worldwide? Do you think there is going to be a switch back, or do you think people going to US, Canada, Australia, and Europe, do you think there is going to get back and reverse back like you're saying it, you're saying people are getting back to India? Do,
So, like, you mean I think that
people getting back and
going
creating
back to their home
organizations here?
countries. Yeah, I
Yes.
think that has been happening, and there are people who are traveling abroad to look for better opportunities, and there are people who wants to go back to their home countries. They want to start some work, family, business. I know a number of people from India, and they have done the same thing. It's like they have lived some time, they went back, started doing that. And I think when it comes to Pakistan, um, and then we focus back on Atta. When we come to zooming, we need to have the right people on the right chair.
Hmm.
That's the most important thing that I have seen. Uh, like when I have been speaking with the people, I realize that is this the right guy for this right chair or this position? And I think that is
Hmm.
doing more damage. I don't want to go more political, but going back, I mean, I totally acknowledge the thing that you mentioned, both traveling, condition in Pakistan. I see that we should be doing whatever we can do. And you know what? This podcast is part of it, developing
Hmm.
awareness. And now I want to bring my the focus back to our earlier conversation. So what can be done actually for Pakistan Scrum Master or community for Agile community? What can be done? How we can help them?
Uh, the first thing is to educate them through like you're doing podcast, uh, not just certifying them. I've seen many. I've been in and I've done many interviews where even the basic level questions you ask a certified Scrum Master, and
Mm,
then they are not able to understand that. And the one thing they don't understand is that what's the purpose of it? What's the main reason for it?
mm,
And not stick to one thing. So I think educating them and giving the right education is very important for them.
I totally,
And
I totally agree. And just to comment on it, I have seen brilliant people whenever doing class or workshop for Pakistan. Very people who are there to learn, and they are like asking interesting questions. They are very curious, and there are some other people who are there just for sake of certification because they have a project approval to be done. And
mhm,
I think that it does more harm than helping them. Yeah, I
mhm.
agree. So what else can be done? I mean, educating them. What else?
Educating them, helping them wherever, and then have having a open forums. We can discuss this, and we discuss this as a whole community, and then evolve
Hmm.
in a collaborative way, right? And
Hmm.
then basically work on those communities.
Hmm. I agree. I think community is important in terms of developing, but the more of I think um, the point that you mentioned earlier, not only focusing on the certification, but more emphasizing on the key learning as well. Otherwise, you might have a certification that acts as a receipt for the course that you have taken, but you're not
Obviously,
there for learning, but you're there for attendance. And it's a bit, I would say it's a bit unfortunate. Yeah. Mm.
it's a bit unfortunate, but I have seen people who are not Scrum Masters or not in the agile environment, and then they do Scrum certification, hoping that they'll get a job as Scrum Master. But as they don't have a real experience,
Mm.
they don't get a job because of that. So
Mm.
basically, having experience, knowledge, and then certifications help.
I agree.
If you don't if you don't have that, it doesn't.
Yeah, I think, but one more thing that you mentioned, this is something I will be starting for specifically for Pakistan. It's in happening. Is more about improving the way we learn, focusing on the education. Our education is very much based on memorization. If you ask someone, I mean, I have to accept it myself. There are like so many things that I memorized, but I didn't know how to apply it. So the application level knowledge is very important. Whatever you're learning, even if you're learning about the Scrum, Agile, algebra, digital logic design, chemistry, physics, how exactly it's applying. So I will be hopefully starting that kind of initiative
Hmm.
on how we can teach our students in a better way,
That's
and
very
that
nice. That's
that
nice.
helps. It's I mean, in my previous sessions, there were like two or three people who were teachers actually from the university,
Hmm.
and they
Nice.
joined my course, and they said that now I have more ideas how to teach my students.
In a sprint, and then
Yeah,
go with the purpose, and then
yeah,
discussing the. Okay,
yeah. So
that's very
in
good.
a way that it's not about you need to memorize these 10 chapters and there will be exam and all those kind of things, but I think the less is more. Whatever you're learning, how to do group work, how to do activities, how to do exercises that people remember, and then they go to the exam and they understand the purpose. So for me, I think it was a very nice moment when they said that, oh, we will be applying it. And
So
yeah, go ahead.
sorry. So what I've seen is the way my kid is in fourth grade. Uh, he is basically studying IB system.
Hmm.
Uh, and the way I used when I was in three class or four class, I remember I was memorizing the essays, memorizing the letters, and
All the
memorizing those
tables,
things.
all mathematics
Yes,
tables.
yes, but the education system has changed. Now
Mm,
I don't see him memorizing, and now I see the comprehensions we have. I have seen. I saw that when got into O levels and did that. So I see those comprehension not of that level. I see comprehensions coming in fourth in third grade when I saw his final exam. So I see the system has basically the education system is improving. They are adopting newer terminologies, newer way
very
of
nice.
working. That's nice. But I guess we as a community, as a Scrum community, should evolve and then basically collaborate to teach ourselves as well, and then push each other as well
Mm,
to keep learning and uh, help our teams as well and ourselves as well in learning more.
mm,
Uh, and become a learning not just from the organization perspectives, become there's a term learning organization. We should
I
become a
guess.
learning communities,
Yes,
right?
I agree. I
And
agree.
help each other. And then the one fact is I do write some articles, but the key moment for me is very few people read it. I have in my connections, I have around 16,000 connections, right?
Wow.
On
You're a
on
famous
LinkedIn.
person.
And I'm not that famous, but I'm connected. But uh, whenever I post any article, the reach is around 5,000, 6,000 reach. That is very easily done for
Mm.
articles. But and there are even 50, 60 likes to the article, but the actual reads are just 90.
Yeah, I
Those who
think
have actually opened the article. And I don't think people, and believe me, I don't write large articles. These are just LinkedIn articles which won't take more than 5 minutes. But
yes.
the thing is, people don't want to spend time in thinking or learning.
Yes,
That's the thing we need to change.
yeah.
And
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead.
so that's where we need to work, that to teach people, that make them realize that they need to learn
But
and keep learning.
yeah, I totally agree. And the next time I will also read your articles. Promise. I hope
I'll
you
send you the link. I'll send you the
send
link.
you the link. Yes, send me the link. I think it's very much connected with the earlier point, like AI, artificial intelligence. Overuse of these capabilities might harm our level of
Thinking,
thinking as well.
yes.
So, for example, I think I'd really look forward like article. I mean, in a kind of people commenting it. Hey, this was nice. This was I like it. This is what I want to do. But people, I don't know. It's more about the learning mindset. If people are really reading it or not. Very much dependent on the audience as well, isn't it?
It
And
is, it
the mindset
is.
as well.
But there's a mindset, like I don't know whether people are too much consumed with their work or other things, but I guess nowadays our attention span is very low.
Yes.
Uh, ev- even I didn't install TikTok, right? But still, I know if I'll open Facebook, I'll go to those shorts, and
Yes.
if you'll start go there, your 1 hour, 2 hour will be consumed, and you won't know. You
But you
won't
can
know.
just you instead of doing that, you can just read 5 minute Athar's article. But
Yes,
it could be something with it could be connected with the human psychology. Those
yes,
shorts
yes.
and TikTok videos are I think they are very dangerous. They can easily consume like 2 hours. And there's so many
And you won't
people
even know. And
you
and
won't
each
even
one of
know.
it doesn't take 10 seconds, and then you won't even know how many of those you have consumed. And then
Yeah,
uh,
but I think that's really danger, I would say. You can actually, I mean, I sometimes watch TikTok, but I do get some interesting ideas. I mean, some depends what kind of browsing people are doing. That also depends. But the learning mindset, it's very important to have a more of a conversation. Uh, I agree. I don't know how much what else I can add, but I agree with you. Yeah, it is very important. Yeah. So, what is something that you are reading these days?
Uh, I am reading a book with my kid. I'm focusing on him. The time by the time I finishes with him, I am not able to read. I have some books ready for me. I just recently bought a book from. I have it here, but I've not started it yet. It refresh. I
Ah,
wanted to read it,
it's
but
from
I've not.
Microsoft CEO, is it?
Yes,
Uh-huh.
Satya
Yeah, yeah,
Nadella's.
yeah, yeah. It
I wanted
refreshed.
to read it for some time, but I've not been able to. Basically, there are kids' vacations going on, so there's much more focus on them. Whatever time I get, they
Yeah,
basically steal it from me.
yeah. I think that's the life as a parent. But I agree. I mean, we have become very busy. We have to take care of many things.
Yes, yes, yes.
I think
From
yeah,
that perspective, I am reading Famous Five, the Famous Five these days with him.
Famous Five. Okay, is it what kind
It's
of
it's
book?
it, it's a novel. It's a novel.
Uh-huh. Okay. Yeah, my kids have plenty of different books, but I'm trying to convince them to read this Seven Habits of Highly Successful People. But so far, I have not been able to successful. But let's see. I
What I did with my kid was I basically 6 months ago I uh, sat with him and asked him to read, and he was not reading very perfectly. So then I basically the last hour before his sleep, we and him sit
Mhm.
together, and then basically read. I make him read,
So you are
and
reading for him, for your
no,
kid.
no, no. It's him reading, but wherever finds a word which is
Mm,
difficult, I translate it for him, give him uh, a better understanding for that word, and then ask him questions. Okay, what's this? Okay, what's your thoughts on this? Okay, what's your thoughts on this?
mm.
I spend like one hour or 1 hour around 1 hour daily on a daily basis. So we have finished one book. The first book we finished was Charlie and the Chocolate Factory,
Aha, yes, yes. Yeah, Charlie.
and
Yes.
now we are going to finish this second book. And initially when we started, he hardly read one page.
Mm.
Then he started three, and now he's comfortable with reading 7 or 10 pages per day.
Very nice. I think that's a really good habit. And I'm just trying to. I have been a avid reader. I mean, if I say it like I used to do a lot of reading, let it be online. But now with the passage of more technology, more closer to the technology, I'm doing less. But I agree. I think I will take this hint from you and try to help myself and my kids with more reading. But nevertheless, let's try
One
to.
thing,
Yeah, go
one
ahead.
thing, just one thing I was pondering on this was a- which we can learn as a leader as well. So
Yes.
basically, initially, I just enabled him, gave him novels, and expected that he'll start reading. From
Mm,
the very first age, when he was 1 or 2, I kept on buying books and giving it to him. So, okay, he'll see me read, he'll he'll start reading as well.
mm,
But it didn't work.
mm,
We basically it didn't work. At the end, we I had to sit with him every day,
mhm.
help him there, right? And then, so that's one of the things which I learned, that okay, uh, if as a servant leader you are enabling your team, but if your team is not performing, then you have to basically step in, see
Yes,
where their issue is,
I
and
agree.
then sit with them and then make them work. And then that's that my
I thought you have made a very nice connection with this example, and I have happened to work with someone. The team was going through challenges. That person was not stepping in, and when I asked the person, "Hey, there are some challenges going on with the team. Why you are not stepping in?" And the person replies that I'm leaving the space for them to self-organize. And I
No,
said,
this.
like, that will not work because you rightly mentioned
Mhm.
you have to understand how the team dynamics are happening there and try to judge, do you need to be more present there or do you need to step back? And that's a very that's a very important thing to remember. Uh, Very often leaders make this mistake that the team is going through the challenges, they're not even present there. They don't know there what is going on in the team, and just to say that I want to make my team self-manage, I want to leave them space for them to do it, I think this causes much more damage. And the
Yes,
one
yes,
of
this
the, I
does.
mean, I said this thing very loudly. I said that I see there are leaders in this department, but I don't see any leadership because the people who call themselves managers or leaders, they are not aware of the challenges that the team is going through. So that is also one of the misconception about leaders. It does not mean that you're higher than the team. It means that you have more um, responsibility on your shoulders to help and enable the team.
So one is a servant leadership does not mean hands off and letting them do whatever they are.
Yeah.
You should keep a close eye to the KPIs. If they are not delivering sprint after sprint, then you have to delve deeper, help them identify those root causes and go deeper into that, and then make them self-organize and then work on it. And then
Okay.
once they
I
that's what it is.
agree, and I think there are many people who have this kind of misconception, and they really need to help with it. But nevertheless, let's try to conclude it. What is there will be I don't know. Hopefully, there will be people who have spared some time to listen to our conversation. We have hit different topics, and I hope someone finds more value from this conversation. What is your one message to Agile community in Pakistan?
One message, there are many, but the one thing which I want to uh, focus on their teams, focus on themselves
Mhm.
and their teams to learn.
Okay, okay, good. Very nice. Thank you very much, Atta, for being for this conversation. And I think I also have learned many new things from you. Some things resonated. Some things made me think. Yeah. Thank you very much, and goodbye for now.